Alright, let's try this again. I'm playing some NCAA Football 08, and I'll be doing the Dynasty mode with the Bowling Green Falcons. So let's go ahead and get started. It's red shirts. Let's do Mike Jackson. Six. So let's redshirt Darren Dixon and Charlie Hogan, actually. Wide receivers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Redshirt Green, Imam, and Davidson. Well, we can't redshirt any tight ends because they've already used up their red shirts, so not gonna redshirt any offensive linemen. Well, left ends, no. Right ends, no. Well, let's redshirt Brandon Avery, the left ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can redshirt James Johnson. Have him sit out the year. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna redshirt Steve Reese. Have him maintain his eligibility and for a year. And those are all the people we're gonna redshirt. I'm gonna continue the depth chart. So left end, actually, want the worst rated defensive tackle as a third string. Left end, so that way he can actually get some playing time. So yeah, let's see what the highest ranking team is. It's probably gonna be number 4 Florida. No, number 1 USC, actually. Gonna play at USC week 1. Week 2, who are we gonna play week 2? Florida is number 1, so we're gonna play at Michigan. Want an open week here. Yes. So we can see week 3 who is available. Number 3, LSU. Play against Arkansas. Have that as a home game, actually. So that way we have 1, 2, 3, 4 home games. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away games, actually. Continue to the start of the season, yes. So we'll be playing 3 teams ranked in the top 25. So let's go to strategy, and yeah, so that means I'll have to do, there's no, auto subs. Yeah, I don't mind auto subs, but there's no like play subs. Like subs for a certain amount of plays, so go to our first game and play against USC. If we don't play against them, we'd actually lose. So it's gonna be at I think it's the Rose Bowl. Oh yeah. Now college football is starting in August. In terms of football, American football, just it's like the indoor football and the UFL is going on right now. Canadian football should be starting soon if they haven't started already. Choose tails. Actually, we're gonna. If we win the, we're gonna kick. So, and against the USC Trojans, which I believe in real life for the 2007 season may have had Mark Sanchez actually as quarterback. Wait, sorry, I'm gonna have to quit the game. I'm gonna make it 15-minute quarters actually. Go to my NCAA settings, gameplay. Do freshman for now. Now we can officially play the first game against USC. So yeah, let's go and get started. If I ever say anything offensive, I do apologize. We're 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes into the stream, actually. Alright. No, EA Sports College Football 26 has been announced. I know the gameplay wasn't that, at least it wasn't that balanced. 25 wasn't, EA Sports College Football 25 wasn't balanced. So. Hopefully 26 will be more balanced. Hopefully. We'll see if that will be the case. Definitely be getting it when it comes out. Should be coming out in like June, July-ish. I'll try to get it when it comes out, but 25 was fun, but it was balanced. It got boring very quickly because, for me on the easiest difficulty, it was too easy, but then any other difficulty was just too tough. So, but I suck at video games, so don't, you know, never take what I say as like the end all be all for like game reviews. I'm just giving my opinion of the game. So that's gonna be a penalty, unfortunately. But I still believe we can beat USC. Garcia made the tackle though, but unfortunately for us, you know, fortunately for us, it was a first down. let's do pinch actually now. Nearly a sack and nearly an interception, actually. It would have been nice to have gotten an interception, but you know what? That's okay. Meanwhile, I make a few lineup changes. Actually, there we go. We made the lineup changes I wanted to make. So for now, at least. Make some more as the game goes on. Unfortunately, that's the first down. But we are playing in the number one. We are playing the number one team in the nation, so I'd expect them to be good. They're not. They're number one for a reason. It's not because they're bad. Sack. That's good. Yeah, the NFL preseason will start in August, but the regular season starts the second week of September, if I remember correctly. For any college football fans, who do you think will win the national championship? No, the FBS is the most popular. So, I've attended a couple of FBS games and one FCS game. And an FCS game, I think, back in October. Thought I made changes. Oh well. No gain right there, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, so. Right, dual tight end flat is the play we're gonna run. Oh, he dropped it. Let's go shotgun. Let's also do a 5 wide slot option. Bell managed to get a catch, which is good. He's the first receiver to get a catch for us this game, and in the season actually. As we get tackled there, but it's an 8-yard pickup. Let's see, let's do fullback inside. Make some substitutions on offense as well. Hogan. No, shoot, 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 shoot. Oh well. Uh, Dixon's a redshirt. We're gonna keep him on the bench. Keys will be on the bench. And then we'll have Fritz come in at number 4. In the fullback, we'll actually have Fritz. If I can find him. And Clark will be a wide receiver number 5, actually. Third and 3, let's hurry up. Actually do fullback dive. And then after we get some positive rushing yards with Fritz, we're going to take him out and put in Rogers. That can't be good. Let's challenge that. Okay, we can't challenge it, but we're gonna have Fritz come out because I don't. He fumbled that, so. And Rogers got some negative rushing yards. Man QB spy. So the booth is gonna review that, thankfully. He looked. Oh, I'm biased, but I'd say he's down. So his yards still count, right? Yes. Let's get Ratliff some rushing yards now that he is in as running back. And then after that, we'll pass a little bit. Alright, there we go. Let's do play action, tight end corner as the play. Miller with the catch. First tight end to get a catch. And then FL drag. Shoot. Yes, first down. Let's go trips attack. How about whip smash? 46 yards thrown so far. Can't complain about that. And Williams has a touchdown now. So our starting QB has at least 60 yards. I think he'll have like 74 total. Which is pretty cool if you ask me. Sorry for yawning. My mic is on, right? Yes, it is, thankfully. Allow a 4 yard pickup. Let's do free safety blitz. I think on defense at the end of each quarter, I'm gonna make some substitutions. I'm gonna make one substitution on offense, actually. Actually, two. So He's and Hogan will come in, and then one substitution on defense. So let's have Edwards come in. Yeah, that's gonna be the substitution we'll make on defense. So yeah, nice deflection by one of our defenders right there. So far, so good. Let's do SS zone blitz. S stands for strong safety. So the strong safety will blitz. Shaw with the tackle. That's good. Quarter safe is the play we're gonna run. This year's gone by fast. It's already April. It's nearing the end of April. We have less than a week till May, actually, till May 1st. 1 week from today is May 1st. I know, it's April 24th at the time of this live stream. I'm not sure, when you're watching this one will be, but, at least at the time of this live stream on Twitch, it's it is April 24th. Jackson's redshirting, so we're gonna have Pitts, and then we're gonna have Tucker come in, and then we'll actually have our starting quarterback come in. Be right back. All right, hold on. Have Tucker come in. Potentially have Madison get. All right, we're gonna have our starting quarterback come in, and then I'll be right back afterwards. So, mute my mic for a second. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Why did I do punt formation? Bear with me while I make a note of something. Yeah, there was a loss of yards though. All right, 3rd and 12. Fire blitzes. We're gonna run out some drinks. We have some diet cheer wine, good, delicious soda. It's it's called diet cheer wine. It's 0 sugar, 0 calories. Have some Powerade mixed berry with me as well. Fortunately, we allowed a first down. And then I have some Powerade grape actually with me as well. Yeah, Powerade grape. So, 2 men under. Alright, we're gonna go with a different formation. We're gonna go with pinch. And he is at least sacked or tackled for loss. So thankfully, it's not a first down now. I did put our starting quarterback in as a punt returner, so. Oh no, he fumbled. It's bad. I don't think he fumbled, but let's look like he was already on the ground actually. Instead of audibles, we're gonna go to coach's challenge. Yeah, that's gonna be a successful overturn. Yeah, that's good. Ratliff did not pick up any yards, but thankfully he didn't lose any either. Because it's still 3rd and 1. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. I said Ratliff, but I meant Jackson. Thankfully he caught that. Let's go play action double hook. Ah, shoot, he sacked. 8-yard loss. But we'll get a pickup there. An 11-yard pickup now. Zoo dual tight end flat. That's the play we're gonna run. Addison with the catch. I know at least one tight end actually caught a pass. Who was it? Oh, both Edwards and Miller have caught a pass. So Spence come in. Now for player stats. Yeah, Jackson has a catch and a positive receiving yards. To play action deep in. There we go. Managed to get the first down there. Do fullback dive. Did I do fullback dive? No, I did not. Oh well, we can pass. All right, a touchdown for Spence. It is 21-0 right now. That's good. And I completely missed the return man. That is just bad. Yeah. The NFL season, Philadelphia beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl. It's a good game. I watched most of it actually. It was a fun game. Fun game. Don't remember who won the. I don't know why I don't remember who won the national championship. Right. In Division One football. I just don't remember why or who won it. So UConn won the women's basketball championship and the men's basketball championship in Division One. Florida won. It's their Florida's third national championship. They actually won back-to-back championships in the mid 2000s, mid to late 2000s, like 06, the 06 and 07 tournaments they won. Joakim Noah was on the team. I remember because that's when I first got interested in college basketball. And then they did not win a national championship until this season. So I don't really watch the Florida Gators basketball. I watch the team I watch are the Little Rock Trojans actually for men's and women's basketball. But unfortunately, both teams lost in the conference tournament, and I thought both teams, based off the way they play, were deserving of a postseason appearance. And after the conference, not including the conference tournament, because the women's team lost in the quarterfinals, but they played well during the conference season, and the Little Rock Trojans' non-conference record is misleading because when you look at the conference record, you may think, oh, it's not too great, but they play a really tough non-conference schedule, and they mainly play the teams from the Power Four conference, and we're a mid-major, so it's misleading in that sense that they don't, they may not have a good non-conference record, but um, yeah. The men's lost in the conference semifinals, and I thought they should have made it. I'm always biased when I say that. I always think my team should be the national championship. Are going to win the national championship, whether it's realistic or not. But I thought they should have at least had, a non-conference, like an NIT or college basketball crown or CBI, appearance. So, has Clark and Williams caught a pass? Williams has. Clark has not. So, yeah. We have a baseball team. It's pretty decent. They actually upset the Ole Miss Rebels. I think earlier this month. That's cool, in my opinion. Still try and get it to Clark. So does my quarterback have a passing touchdown? That's one thing I want to look at. Two passing touchdowns, actually. So I don't know. I know they in terms of like you know the postseason. get a next possession. You know, regardless of which one it is, whether it's the NIT, as we missed the field goal there, regardless if it's like the NIT, CBI, whatever, the NCAA tournament committee is kind of biased towards the Power 4 conferences. This Power 6 when the Big East and Pac 12 were part of the dominant conferences. Now it's the Big 12, Big 10, ACC, and SEC, in addition to those other six. But, they're kind of biased towards those, so. The one thing I do like, though, in the NCAA tournament is you get a ton of upsets. Maybe not every year, but, like this past, the 2025 tournament, you didn't really have a lot of upsets. But a couple of years ago, St. Peter's was number 15 seed, and they made it all the way to the Elite Eight. The year after, you had Fairleigh Dickinson upset Purdue. They became the second number 16 seed to win a national, or win a game, actually. I know UMBC was the first in 2018 when they upset Virginia. Yeah, every numbered seed has won a tournament game now. It took until I think the first to feature 1 through 16 seeds was like 1985, and it took over 30 years for number 16 seed to win. Whereas it took like maybe around 6 years for because like the first number 15 seed to win was in 2015, not 2015, was in 1991, and I believe it was either Richmond or Santa Clara that did it. But I know Richmond and Santa Clara have won as a 15 seed. Both teams. I don't remember which one was the first to do it. I know Richmond's the only team in NCAA tournament history to have won as a 12, 13, 14, and 15 seed. Second and 11. I don't know if y'all can hear the leaf blower outside, but Trip Strong, and then wide receiver deep in. Yeah, Richmond was the first team to win as a 12, 13, 14, and 15 seed. I have my starting quarterback as the kicker. I want him to make a field goal, but I also want him to get a rushing touchdown. This is actually the game I would. This NCAA football game, I think, the first one I played ever, I think. And it's definitely the one I played the most on the PS2 as well. This takes place in the 2007 season. Appalachian State was at the FCS level. They're FBS now. But they were FCS at the time. And they upset number 2 Michigan. I remember, watching that upset, on the highlights of it on SportsCenter. After it happened, Michigan dropped out of the top 25 because they're the number 2 team in the nation. And that was before the college football playoff. That was actually, in the BCS, the controversial BCS era, when you actually had only the two teams ranked 1 and 2 would go on to the national championship. Let's have Jennings come in. For the free safety, let's have. Knowing how they have, the lowest ranked, So Douglas can come in. We don't want Reese to come in. But Kendrick we do. So we don't want Reese to lose his red shirt. And Payne. So for middle linebacker, let's have the backup middle linebacker come in. Let's have third string. Let's have Buchanan come in. Wait. Yeah. Nope, we're gonna have Bush come in. If he gets injured, we'll actually have Buchanan come in. Left outside linebacker, we're gonna have who's our left outside linebacker backup? We're gonna have Harrell come in. I need to do right outside linebacker. I skipped over that as well. So Jackson will come in for Edwards. No, we're not gonna have Jax. Let's actually have Gold come in as the right outside linebackers. 3 of 2 left. Anyway, defensive tackle. Let's have Dunn. And then Harrison. You can find him. And then Copeland will actually be the third. Oh, I don't know why I thought Copeland was a defensive tackle. So right end, we'll have Chavis come in. Left end, we can actually have Hawkins come in. Those are the subs we'll make on defense for at least this quarter. I'm gonna have maybe the second and third make some more substitutions after halftime. Yeah. But anyway, that was back when the top two, the App State upset over Michigan. That was back when only the top two teams ranked in the BCS poll would make it to the national championship. And I know that was pretty controversial. Because I know there are some teams may play better but were ranked lower in the BCS polls that didn't, that were deserving of a national championship. At least appearance in the championship game. And they never got the chance, so. college football playoff format isn't perfect, but at least more teams are eligible. And it's not a computer doesn't determine like the BCS did. So now the committee doesn't always get it right, but it's better than just having two teams. So I'm glad they expanded to 12 though. But personally, what I do is I would, if it were up to me, I would always like have the conference championship. The conference champions would always get a playoff berth, regardless of the conference, and then the best independent, so the school and independent conference would also go to the playoffs, and the conference champions would go to the playoffs, and then you'd round it out to like the best teams available, and maybe like make it like 16 teams or something like that. So Ratcliffe loses three yards. We're gonna have him in it back, but yeah, so it'd be 16. So it'd be the conference champions, uh, the best independent team that's not a part of a conference, and then the remaining teams will be determined by an at-large bid. So instead of having keys, let's have oh yeah, let's just have keys and then. I fell middle extra. Let's also make let's have a freshman wide receiver in Madison. Let's have Bell in actually, so he can gain some yards. I'm also trying to look at keep an eye on chat as well. If Clark, who's a freshman, so you can have Clark in. What a tight end. Do we have any freshman tight end? Spence is a tight end, a freshman. Oh, we have no other tight end. Wow. Okay. Second and 11, so let's go halfback. Draw or slam, whatever we chose there. Let's do dual flat, or dual tight end flat. As Bell catches that, thankfully. Wide trips and then SC, or actually halfback screen. I'm gonna run it in actually now. The QB sneak. I'm gonna try again. Not a good jump on that, I'll admit. I'm gonna run it in, but not with the QB sneak. Shoot. Turnover on down. So that was a loss of 11. Thanks to poor blocking on that one. At least we got a tackle for loss on that one. Ah, damn. Gave up a first down on that, unfortunately. Not doing too well now. So ask Corso for this for defense. You know, in American football, I enjoy playing defense in real life, but in video games, not so much. There we go, we got a sack. Oops, I thought I fair catch that, so fair caught that. Not well for not fair catching that. We got a touchdown. It's an 86-yard punt return. Take my guy out of the turn. Let's have Clark as our should be a punt return guy. Did I do kick return or punt return? I did punt return, thankfully. Oliver with the tackle. That's good. Oh dang, we unfortunately fell down, but with our player, the player we were controlling. But at least that pass was way off. That's good. Travis Harrison. So buck slant. We're actually going to run. Thankfully, that was incomplete. So we're gonna be able to punt and return now. Oh, one of our guys was caught clipping, unfortunately. Oh, we're going for over an hour. Over an hour now. Cool. Or at least we're able to gain the yards, we lost with him back. See if we can get it to Clark now. Feed him the ball. Nope. Now we can. Thankfully, one of the defenders actually moved out of the way. Let's do trips attack. So it's 2nd and 10 now. Two smash corners. Alright, it's going to be 3rd and inches, but we can get the first down here. Fullback dive play we're going to make. Hogan with the first down. Let's do play action tight end option. That's going to be a gain of 3 actually. Not bad, not bad. Not exactly a lot, but I mean it's not, you know, horrible. As we're able to actually gain 3 yards with Ratliff. So yeah. There we go. We finally got a touchdown with our starting quarterback. That's good. Now it is 42-7. Straight eagle slant. Douglas with no, I don't. I'm not sure if Douglas got the tackle, but Either way, still still second down. That's a tackle for loss as well. Unfortunately for us, that was a good pass by the quarterback to the wide receiver. You know, I think it's something to talk about other than just talking about the plays. I've been to two college football games, as I mentioned, two FBS. Duke played NC State as we were offside. Okay, they didn't call us offside, but when in 2009, Duke played NC State, and I believe Russell Wilson was the quarterback for NC State, and NC State won. That was in 2009. If I remember correctly, I think. And then it was 2022, I believe. I went to an Arkansas State Red Wolves game. I believe it was 2022. I know last year I went to an FCS game. It's the University of Arkansas, and they played Southern Utah University. So that was a fun game to go to. I'm lucky he dropped. I got lucky. I got lucky that he dropped that because that would have been an easy touchdown for him. That's gonna be missed. No, no, no. He barely made it. Timmons made the field goal. That was a that was a very good field goal by Timmons. Didn't think he would actually make it. Two trips and then slot option. Fortunately, we couldn't catch that. Well, button hook as a play. Went to two NFL game. Yeah, two NFL games. Washington played Dallas in Dallas when I went, and Houston played the New York Jets in Houston when I went to that game as well. Both games were in Texas, actually. Be right back. I have to go use the restroom. So I went to get a snack as well. It's like quinoa chocolate. Anyway, let me think of something to talk about. Because I have no idea what to talk about now. Sorry, after three. I mean, might as well punt. I mean, go for a field goal. That's gonna be good. Me put in more, actually. I have my starting quarterback catch at least one pass for a touchdown. On offense, at least. So I'm trying to figure out what to talk about. So WrestleMania this past weekend, actually, it was a good show. Overall. I know Backlash is coming up in May. It's going to be May 10th. It's going to be in St. Louis. It's going to be in the continental US, like the 50 states, for the first time since 2022. 'Cause I know in 2023 it was in the US, but it was in Puerto Rico, which is a territory of the US, but not a state. And then last year it was in France. It was in a suburb of Lyon. You've seen Chapeau. I think is the name of the city. I know they're actually gonna have Clash. They're gonna have another pay per view called Clash in Paris. Uh, Later this year. Just Walker was able to score there off of the interception. And then they're also gonna have a Raw in Paris as well the night after the pay per view. No, WWE was in Belgium actually earlier this year. Remember that? They were in Belgium for Raw, which was cool to see. First televised event in Belgium in WWE history, and they went to Spain. They went to Barcelona, where they had SmackDown. You know, the Street Profits won the tag team championships in Barcelona. They actually showed Lamine Yamal, who is an FC Barcelona soccer player, on camera. He was in attendance. Himself like a WWE Championship, belt. Actually, the following week they were in Bologna, Italy. They had an Italian rapper named Anna. I've never heard her music before, but she was there. So that's cool to see different celebrities each week in WWE. And back at the Raw Netflix premiere, they actually had Gabriel Iglesias, who's my favorite comedian. I like him and Jeff Dunham the most. I know they're gonna. I mentioned they're gonna go to France later this year. Uh, when they went to Barcelona, it was the first televised event in Spain they had ever. They went to France and had a televised event in France last year for the first time ever. They had a SmackDown, and then they also had a pay per view, Backlash France, and they went to Germany and had a televised event there for the first time since 1997 in SmackDown, and they had a pay per view. Their first last year was their first pay per view, and in France and in France and Germany as well. They had a Bash in Berlin back in October. And yeah, they're gonna go to Ireland for a Raw, I think. They were supposed to have an NXT UK takeover in 2020 in Ireland, but it never happened due to the pandemic, unfortunately. So this will be their first official televised event in Ireland. They're also going to go to the UK as well. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, where they'll have televised events, going forward, and they're going to go anywhere and have a TV show there for the first time. Right, so we're going to make some substitutions now, really quick. Kickoff, let's put in our regular kicker, Waller. And then as the kicker, we can have Waller in as well. And for our starting wide receiver, actually, let's put in Williams. Let's have Oliver there as well as our third string. And fourth string, actually, we're gonna move starting quarterback. We're gonna actually give him some. Let's have Bell. At least keep our starting quarterback off the field for the remainder of the half. Regardless of, he's playing offense, defense, or special teams. It was a quick play. We're going to make some more defensive substitutions in the fourth quarter, actually, instead of the third. We were able to at least hit him while he was throwing. I was hoping to get the sack with gold, but unfortunately that did not happen. Well, after a fumble and interception, that we got the next best thing, I guess. Out of bounds. potentially gain more yards, but unfortunately we just didn't. Let's do zigzags. Terrell Bell has 3 receptions now. 60 yards total. Oh, that was nearly picked off. Yo, Ratliff, I was thinking of the NBA player, but I actually don't know Ratliff's first name in this game. Alright, Moore's a slow runner, but at least we got him a first down and some rushing yards. Now let's just kick a field goal. We're already up by 49, so make that 62 points, 52-point lead actually. So a good tackle for us by Buchanan. Let's do deep blitz. It's unlikely we'll come on, but unless we get like a turnover, but we're gonna have our starting quarterback come in now. Nearly got a turnover right there on that play, and I was just talking about how it was unlikely for us to get a turnover, but starting a new job on Monday. I'll be working at a call center, and so it's my hours are Monday. My days are Monday to Friday, from 8 to 4:30 each day, Monday through Friday, and I'll actually. So I won't be streaming during the day actually when I usually stream. But I will still be streaming. I'll probably stream around 5:30 in the morning for about an hour. Well, roughly an hour. Still be doing YouTube though. Still making videos every day. At least trying to, but roughly an hour or so. An idea of like when I want to actually stream, and won't be as many videos. I usually do a couple videos a day. Usually do like I do at least 2 or 3 a day. But so the amount of videos will go down, but and the length of each video won't be as long as used to having my job up. I will try to be talking in those videos Monday through Friday as usual, but definitely see if I can actually make videos when I come home from work, but it depends on how tired I am as well. But I'm also a night owl. Tend to go to bed like 1, 2 in the morning, so definitely have to get up earlier. So That means I have to go to bed earlier as well. You know, I know some people are able to actually, you know, be productive, with like 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. I am not that person. I need at least 8 hours. I need 8 to 10 hours, and even then, I'm still a bit sleepy throughout the day. So, but you can't have everything, can't you know? I don't know how like people can get like 5, 6, 7 hours of sleep and be productive in a day. If I don't get like a full night's sleep, I'm grumpy and irritable. Like whenever I travel, I enjoy traveling, and whenever I travel to Europe, it's like I'm awake for like 24 hours because I cannot sleep in an airplane anymore. I used to as a kid, but now I can't. And so I'm gonna make one kickoff substitution, but we'll kick return substitution. But I used to be able to sleep as a kid, and just as I got older, I just couldn't. I just can't sleep. Can't sleep on an airplane, so I'm up, and I'll have trouble just sleeping. So I'm up for like 24 hours. So when I'm traveling, so I ask my family when I travel with them. I am not a pleasant person to be around when I don't get a when I'm up for so long. So very irritable when I don't get enough sleep, and I'm very grumpy, and yeah. She got 7 hours of sleep last night, and like with 7 hours, I'm still a bit sleepy, but I'm not exactly irritable. Oh shoot! We got an interception, but it was roughing the passer. That's something we did not need. Like I know it depends on the amount of hours and like how long I've been up. It depends on like how irritable I get. Like with 7 hours, I'm not exactly irritable. I'm sleepy, yes, but to bed later than I intended, and I had to get up a bit earlier for actually something work related, which is why I'm wearing this nice shirt. So, but I'm still a bit upbeat. I'm more. I consider myself to be somewhat I'm not bubbly. You know, when I'm like wide awake, but I'm not. I'm positive. I'm jovial, in a good mood. I'm laid back, but a bit jovial and upbeat. But when I'm a little sleepy, like I am now, I'm a little less jovial and a little less upbeat. But Gosh, we've been going for an hour and a half, so just start this just before 2 p.m. Wonder what's. Let's see. It's a good deflection there. I like traveling, but don't remember. Oh gosh, I remember going on a flight to Australia from California, and that was like 14 hours, 14 and a half hours. That was probably the last time I was just able to sleep on any flight. Just because, like, at least anytime I travel afterwards, from Australia to the U.S. to California, that's the last time I remember sleeping. Because at least every time I've traveled since then, it's either the flight's not long enough for me to sleep in, or at least if it is long enough for me to get asleep, I'm still a bit conscious and aware. So definitely recommend going to Australia if you ever get the chance to. Definitely go to Australia. My only regret is not going to an Australian rules football game and a rugby game, but National Rugby League game. But if I ever go back, I'd love to go back and an Australian soccer game as well. But I really love to go to those games in the future. You know, so many sporting events I'd like to go to. I'd love to go to a Premier League game. I never got the chance to when I was in England. I'd love to go to an Eredivisie game, see Ajax play. Love to see Chelsea play. And Chelsea in the Premier League, Ajax in the Eredivisie. I'd love to go to like a Champions League game, see Ajax next time if they're in the Champions League. I'd love to see. I saw Real Madrid play in La Liga. I'd love to see them in La Liga again. It was a go back to the Santiago Bernabéu. I would like to see VfL Wolfsburg play in the Bundesliga and OGC Nice play in Liga. And Juventus play in Syria and Olympiacos in the Super League Greece. So. I've been to Wembley Stadium. I've actually been inside and watched an event in Wembley Stadium, albeit it was a AEW All In. It was a wrestling pay-per-view. It was not my first wrestling show ever, but it was my first wrestling pay-per-view that I've been to in person. So, since I've been to Wembley Stadium, I have to go to a Premiership rugby game and a Formula One and NASCAR and MotoGP games and the Canadian Football League game as well. It'd be cool to see a cricket game in like India and like Pakistan as well. And like rugby in South Africa. And like football in like Argentina and Brazil. Or soccer, I should say. The Canadian Football League game. Took a tour of Chelsea Stadium in 2021 when I visited. Would love to see. What other stadiums I've been to? I've been to Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. I've been to the. Used to be known as the Staples Center in Los Angeles, but I think it's now the Crypto.com Arena. At the time when I went, it was the Staples Center. the Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock, and Jack Stevens Center in Little Rock as well to see. When I went to the Simmons Bank Arena, it was to see SmackDown and NXT, and in the Jack Stevens Center was to see a couple college basketball games and college volleyball game as well. I went last year, and went to Gary Hogan Field to see several college baseball games in Little Rock. And I've been to Dickey Stevens Park to see Double A Texas League baseball game. And to the Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium actually. NRG Stadium in Houston as well. Taking a tour of where the Arizona Diamondbacks were actually playing. I don't know the name of their stadium now. Where else have been? I've been to the American Airlines. I think it's Center, whatever one is in Dallas. Went actually this year, back in February, the last day of February, to see the Dallas Stars play in Dallas, and then I went to last year to see SmackDown, and then a couple of years ago I went to see Dallas play Chicago in the NHL, and another time I went to see Dallas Mavericks play the Thunder. And I went to the where the Oklahoma City Thunder play as well. That stadium. It was a nice stadium. They played Golden State that day, and that was the year one of the years they won with Kevin Durant. For those of you that have been to like stadiums and baseball parks, where have you been? I've also been to where FC Dallas, I think it's Frisco Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Been there twice. I've been to this. Don't know the name of the stadium, but it's where the Central University of Central Arkansas plays their football games. There's a 55-yard field goal attempt, and unfortunately for them, they missed. Let's do slot option. And the Amway Center, or Amway Arena, one of those in whatever it's called in Orlando before it's demolished. We were able to get a touchdown. We broke a school record for most passing yards. He's at starting quarterback's at 494 yards now. Probably the best stadium I've been to is either toss up between the Santiago Bernabeu and Wembley. Actually, Wembley's huge, and AT&T Stadium as well. That's even more massive. A user tackle there with gold. One of our defensive players. Completely missed with like the free safety. There was a noise outside for some odd reason, and it just scared me. Wasn't expecting it. Let's see. First Centennial Bank, which I think is the football stadium for Arkansas State University. Wherever NC State plays their football games as well. Keep forgetting about that. That's going to be a missed field goal. He is not kicking it that well today. Oliver with the catch, actually. I'm not running the ball well, but I am passing it pretty okay. I chose a pass play instead of a run play. Run play next, actually. To choose a halfback dive, not play action, whatever. See if we can do a play action pass for it to pass. It is to Spence. I'm going to Tropicana Field as well in Tampa. It's the very first time I went to an MLB game. The Red Sox were actually playing the Tampa Bay Rays. Remember Dick Vitale was shown because I think he's a Tampa Bay Rays fan. Former Division I head coach, and he's a current ESPN commentator. Coach Detroit Mercy, I believe. Hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic now. Hold on.
The other day over and over again.
And as a coach, you like it when all that practice pays off and your players execute in a game like they did. We can practice. Good job.
Fakes to the back. Fires this one. It's batted down. Incomplete.
You got to be careful throwing into coverage like that.
Well, Coach, I don't think it was a poor decision. It was just a great reaction by the man in coverage.
Coker, the lone back. Drops back to pass. He's under pressure. It's complete. Brought down at the 49. So it's complete, but they didn't get much there.
And that's because the defense was just waiting on it, and they attacked. The quarterback should have found somebody else downfield.
We'll see if this defense can make another defensive stop right here on 3rd down.
From the 49-yard line, 3rd down. Coker hits it on the inside. They don't pick up the first on that play.
Brad, that defense is saying, not so fast, my friend. You're not going to run that ball that easy.
Wheatley awaits the snap. He gets it away. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
I got to tell you guys, the offense really came up with a nice drive there last time out, and most of those yards came through the air.
This defense needs to improve from front to back. The line needs to put more pressure on the quarterback, and the defensive backs need to stick it to these receivers with tighter coverage.
Looking to throw. He steps up, scrambling around. He passes it, catches it. That's yet another great catch by this wide receiver.
And it's good enough to put him over 100 yards for the day as well.
You got to love this quarterback-receiver combo. Talking to these guys before the game, they told me they spend about an hour after every practice perfecting the routes. It sure shows.
They line up at the 28. It's 2nd down. The Falcons
Line up in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers are split out.
back to pass. Looks. They connect again. They throw a flag. There's a flag down, and it looks like this one's coming back.
Nothing gets under a coach's skin more than a penalty like that.
Believe me, I know any time a player on my team committed a penalty, they were running stadium steps the next day.
So it's 2nd down now. The offense needs about 4 yards to pick up the 1st down. The Trojans line up in a nickel back. He drops back, steps up in the pocket, throws on the run. He's still going. And that pass had to be right on the money.
You're absolutely right. That ball was thrown where it had to be. That would have been picked off and taken the other way for 6 had it been thrown anywhere else. Heck of a throw that time.
The thing I like here is not only his accuracy, but his confidence. There are guys that can make that throw, but there aren't many guys that will make this throw into coverage like that.
1st down, look at the throw. He zips it, and it's knocked down.
You know, the quarterback didn't do anything wrong there. This is just a great play defensively.
I think he underestimated the speed of the defensive player. He just shot in and broke it up.
They line up at the 46. It's 2nd down. 2 tight ends here. Here's the give. Sheds that one. And they... for a loss. They didn't let him get anything going on that play.
No, they didn't. Heck, they didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 11 coming up here. Ball on the 47. They come out with 3 wide receivers. They'll keep it on the ground again. Tackle made at the 44-yard line. No can do on that run. That'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, you're absolutely right. Those guys got in there and shut them down, and now they're all fired up.
Number 6 is waiting for the snap. He punts it away. It's a high kick.
This one will go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20. Their last drive ended in a punt, so this quarterback's going to be looking for something better on this drive.
They'll start this drive at the 20. Coker
Is the lone setback. 3 receivers in the formation.
Miller hands off on the delay. He's tackled
right around the 26-yard line.
and a 6-yard pickup by the halfback on the delay. It's 2nd and 4. Miller
Steps to the line of scrimmage. I formation behind him.
Coker lines up in a deep back. I formation. Caught. And he is drilled at the 40-yard line. The quarterback has now passed for over 400 yards with that last completion.
The guy has done a great job moving the sticks all day long. He's a really good player.
Certainly not a bad way to start off the regular season, if you ask me. We've got a 1st and 10.
Ball on their own 40. The Trojans
Come out with a single back formation.
Coker gets the call again. Coker
Comes away with 2 yards on the carry.
2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 42. The Falcons
Bring in their dime package. Only 3 down linemen.
back to pass. And he's taken down at the 41. Superb effort by the receiver to come down with that ball.
This comes down to the timing between the quarterback and the receiver, and the result, again, a nice play for the offense.
Hines is the man in motion.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Play fake. He's under some heat. Catches it. Tackle at the 33-yard line. And they get a few yards on that little reception.
Check it out. He ran a good route on this play, and the timing of the pass was good, and they were able to get a nice gain.
They line up at the 33. 2nd down. The backfield's in an offset I formation.
Miller on play action. It's complete. Tackled inside the 5-yard line. And a great pass play that time.
And here we see just how much this defense respects the running game. They got sucked in here on the play action and got beat on the pass. Good play call.
To the end zone. It's broken up. That one didn't have much of a chance.
Well, guys, I tell you, here he needs to take a little bit off this pass. Otherwise, those big, tall defensive linemen are going to have a ton of knockdowns.
Miller
Comes to the line under center. He has 2 tight ends.
They line up in an I.
Touchdown, Southern Cal.
The tight end scored that time, and with authority.
Brady's a physical football player, but he's also got the finesse to make a big impact in the passing game.
They're setting up for the PAT.
Just a minute, folks. There's a penalty on that play.
Well, you just can't hit the kicker like that.
The referees in college football really protect kickers, so it's pretty easy to call a hit like that one.
Southern California
Gets set to kick this one away. Clark and number 6 back ready to return. Here's the kick. He'll return it from the 3. And he's taken down at the 23-yard line. And now a slight break in the action as the offense comes out onto the field for their next possession. They'll go to work at the 23. 1st and 10. The Falcons line up with 3 wide. Number 6
is in the gun. 3 receivers split out. He looks to throw on 1st down.
He looks. Excellent open field tackle. Nesmith
Is a bit shaken up, but it looks like we could see him back on the field soon.
1st down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 41. Number 6 lines up in the shotgun. He's looking to pass. Catches it. And they make the stop.
Right around the 48-yard line. You know, I've seen some amazing offensive performances in my day, and this is certainly on my list. This quarterback has now thrown the ball for over 600 yards.
Those are astronomical numbers. I'm still kind of in shock. I really just can't believe what we are seeing. This quarterback is making this look way too easy.
The freshman makes the catch. Whoa, he just took a licking. It's been a huge day for this receiver.
Yeah, he's one of the most exciting receivers in all of college football. He makes big plays all the time. Today, he's been even more incredible.
Today is definitely a special day, and I'm going to tell you why. This kid is getting closer and closer to breaking the single-game school record for receiving yardage.
He lets it go, and he brings it down to the 10. And he's taken down at the 3-yard line.
They've got the defense pinned.
3 yards for the touchdown. They put everyone up on the line. He drops back. Flares one out.
Williams was the intended receiver on the play, so that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd down.
and they're only 6 feet away from 6 points. Bowling Green is winning big. Setting up the play action. He's rolling left. He throws. Batted away. Coach, he made a nice defensive play there.
He sure did. He just stuck his hand out and hit the football.
Unless we see some sort of miracle, this one's pretty much over. Heading to the 4th. Our score, Bowling Green. '90, USC 20. Big play here for both teams. It's 3rd and goal from the 2. They line up in the jumbo set. Number 6 is lined up under center. Touchdown, Bowling Green. Well, at this point, these guys are just out there padding stats and running up the score.
Sometimes you play in a game and you can't do anything wrong. You find yourself in a rhythm or a zone. This whole team seems like they've been in a rhythm since we kicked this game off.
He makes the PAT. Waller ready to kick. Rice and Harper back deep to return. He sends it downfield. Harper takes it at the 12. And down he goes at the 38-yard line. Well, the offense heading back out onto the field after that kick, hoping to turn this drive into another touchdown.
On that last drive, they took the ball deep out of their own territory and moved it up the field.
That was great offensive production. Everything really came together for them on that last drive.
From their own 38-yard line, it's first down. They're going to pitch it. He jukes him, and they'll bring him down behind the line. And the linebacker comes up and makes a big stop.
This is textbook. This is how you're supposed to play against the run.
Yeah, and that time the defense got him to go backwards.
He'll get the call again. He didn't really have a chance on that play.
Boy, guys, how about the defense on this play? They sniffed that play out from the start.
They line up at the 36. It's third down.
Miller.
Lines up under center.
Miller
Is lined up under center.
Miller drops back. Clark
Can't bring it in. 3 plays and no first down, and now it's decision time for this offense.
Well, the defense did what they had to do so far. They're showing a lot of heart out there.
It's fourth down.
They come out in a punt formation. Punts the ball away. Clark takes it to 25, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line.
This offense did really well with the air attack on their last trip out there. Let's see if they can do the same thing here.
I expect to see some good clock management right here.
Yep, Coach. They've already warmed up the buses for the end of this game.
Bowling Green.
Lines up in the pistol. He looks to throw on first down.
He's looking for his man, and it's caught. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Touchdown.
We're getting pretty close to a big-time accomplishment.
You got it. This quarterback is on his way. He's about to get himself in a record book.
He sure is. Just a few more completions, and he'll have thrown for more yards today than anybody in the history of college football.
And now we're going to take a look at the Pontiac drive summary. Waller ready to kick. Rice and Harper set to return. He kicks a short line drive. James fields it for 44. They'll bring him down at the 49-yard line.
The offense is looking to be a little bit more successful with this drive as they had to punt the ball away the last time they had it.
Miller
Is under center.
Miller hands it off. No, play fake. He flares it outright, and he couldn't hang on to it. Incomplete. Coker
Was the intended receiver on the play.
So that'll make it second down.
It's 2nd and 10.
Ball on the 49. Miller
Lines up under center.
gives it to the back. They'll bring him down at the 50. So at the most, he gains a few inches. It's 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 50. The Falcons bring in their dime package. Miller on play action. And he's going to come up with a sack.
And it seemed like they had no problem getting to the quarterback on that play.
Great call by the defensive coordinator to call the blitz. It left the defensive lineman free to get to the quarterback.
The offensive line didn't do a very good job of picking him up that time. There were guys coming from everywhere.
He gets it away.
From the 15.
Brought down at the 25-yard line.
Well, moving the football hasn't been a problem all game.
Yeah, but this one's in the books, Coach. I expect him to run the ball, kill the clock, and put this one in the books.
They line up in the pistol. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Drops back to pass.
Incomplete after the defense got in his face and punished him as he released the football.
The offensive line is just opening the floodgates on him.
It's 2nd and 10.
Number 6.
Lines up in the pistol. 3 wide receivers.
Play action. Moves up in the pocket. Oh, boy, almost intercepted.
The offense caught a break there. That was not a very good pass by this quarterback.
Yeah, Coach, he threw it right into the hands of the defender. He's lucky that he couldn't hold on to it.
That's why this kid is on defense and not offense.
5 wide.
Back to pass.
He steps up. He rolls left.
The defender had it and then dropped it.
Now that's the way to get in there and break up a pass.
And more importantly, Coach, brings up a 4th down situation.
It's 4th down.
Bowling Green ready to punt this one away. He punts it. The offense gets ready to start a new drive as they just couldn't get anything going on their last possession, going 3 and out. Coker gets it on the inside. Tackle made
Around the 34-yard line.
Coker gets 3 yards on the play.
Tough defense is key. Try this.
Miller
Lines up under center. 3 receivers in the formation.
USC goes with the ace set here. They bring him down in the backfield.
Just nowhere for the ball carrier to go as the linebacker met him in the backfield.
Boy, what great play recognition by this linebacker. He saw the run was coming, and he just shot through the gap and made a great tackle.
They line up at the 30. It's third down. Miller drops back. He flares it out right. He's out of bounds right around the 28-yard line. And that's 3 and out.
And if you're the defensive coordinator, you deserve a pat on the back.
Fourth down. The Trojans line up to punt. Wheatley to punt. Gets this one away. Clark takes it at the 33. Oh, man, he took him down hard. So the offense takes over, and they'll try to figure out this defense as they forced them to punt the last time they had the ball. It's 1st and 10. They come out in the pistol. Little handoff. He's taken down right around the 50. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. Second and 6. Ball on the 50. They come out with 3 wide receivers. Drops back to pass. Looking. He fires. And it's caught. And he's tackled at the 19. And he's done it. It's a new record for passing yards in one game.
All day long, this guy's been making excellent passes and great reads. Coach, he's earned it.
Wow, I've never seen anybody pick a defense apart the way this quarterback has. What an incredible performance.
Touchdown, Falcons. Is anyone ever going to cover this guy? He's got to be close to a record.
Well, actually, Brad, he just tied the school record for the most catches in a single game. This guy's having a career day.
The kid has as good a hands as you're going to find. He's going to set this record where nobody is going to reach it.
Fourth quarter and more than 11 minutes left, and our score is Bowling Green 111, USC 20. Bowling Green is lining up to kick this one off. Harper and Rice back deep to return, and it's off. So the offense takes over, and the last time they had the ball, they had a tough time getting anything going. They line up at the 41. It's first down. Miller is under center. 2 tight ends in the formation. The Trojans come out with a single back formation. And he's tackled at the 44. 3-yard gain by the running back. From their own 44-yard line. Second down. Miller is lined up under center. They hand it off. Tackle made around the 47-yard line. He eclipses the 100-yard mark with that carry.
This guy has had a solid game. Gaining 100 yards rushing against this defense is no small task.
This is sure a good way to start out the season. 100 yards in the opening week. Not bad at all.
They line up at the 47. It's first down. They're going to pitch it. And down he goes, right around the 42-yard line. The halfback takes the pitch and gets a good 5 yards on that play. From the 42-yard line. Second down. USC sends a man in motion to the left. Coker again. And they hit him in the backfield.
This is a fabulous job by the linebacker of shedding a block and getting into the backfield.
Yep, the offensive line left the ball carrier out to dry there. Without better protection, he won't be able to go anywhere.
Looks to pass. Rifles it left. He got a hand on it, but it's incomplete.
Just get out there and make a play.
The Trojans line up with an offset eye backfield. Clark motions to the left side. Miller drops back to pass. He guns it. Jarred loose.
You know, Kirk, this defense continues to go all out. And you can credit the coaching staff for making sure these guys never give up.
That's right, because a lot of teams will lose the intensity when the game's already been decided. But not these young men. Another good stop right there.
The defense lines up in a dime. halfback with a carry. And they make the stop at the 46. He picked up big yardage on that run.
Oh, this is great blocking up front. Nice job of holding on to their blocks, allowing him to break through for some big yards.
The Falcons line up in the pistol. 3 wide receivers. First down, look at the throw. He's going to go for the home run. Batted away. Nice job getting a hand on that one.
Yeah, really good heads-up play there to get a hand on the football by the defense.
From the 46-yard line. Second down. Bowling Green will line up in a jumbo set here. Fullback straight ahead. He breaks the second tackle. He's taken down at the 36-yard line. He got a really nice gain on that run.
I'm going to tell you, I think the defense needs to make some adjustments. Maybe move 8 or 9 guys into the box. Coach, maybe they can slow this running game down.
You're right, Kirk. Heck, I could run through those holes.
Steps up in the pocket, and it falls incomplete. Clark was the intended receiver on the play. That'll make it second down. It's second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 36. Number 6 with 4 wide receivers. Play action. Steps up. He throws it out to the flat. He's hit and got away. And down he goes at the 27. Listen up, guys. This receiver's just broken the school record for the most catches in a single game.
I can't believe how much this receiver's been able to consistently beat this defense. It's almost like they're not even out there. He's playing a little pitch and catch with the quarterback.
And somebody on this defense needs to step up and at least, try to stop this guy. You don't ever want to be on the other side of the ball when the offense is setting all those records.
First and 10. Ball on the 23. The defense lines up with 5 defensive backs. Bowling Green comes out in the shotgun, drops back on first down. They connect again. And this has turned out to be one spectacular performance.
I think this wideout is one of the best in the country, and I'm going to tell you why. He's fast, got great hands, and runs great routes.
You're right, Coach. He's had so many big catches this game, it's hard to argue that he's not one of the best in the country.
First and goal. 10 yards to the end zone. Back to pass. Touchdown, Bowling Green. They're setting up for the PAT. Bowling Green with a commanding lead. Bowling Green in control. He gets it up, and he adds the extra point. That score leads us to our Pontiac drive summary. Bowling Green is ready to kick it away.
He kicks it. Rice takes it at the 14. Can't wrap him up. Ball is loose. Fumble. Payne picks up the fumble. And that is a big, big turnover.
It looks like to me that someone got their helmet on that ball.
This is a great place to start the drive on the opponent's side of the 50. They line this one up in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers split out in the formation. Looks to pass.
Now he tries to buy some time.
He's brought down in the open field.
They got a few yards on that pass.
Yeah, we talked about how the run will open up the passing game, but some teams like to use their intermediate passing game to open up the run. Either way you look at it, it's good balance.
They'll work from the shotgun. Falling back as he throws. This one will fall incomplete. And that was a good defensive play.
Yeah, guys, this is because he's in great position to make the play.
3rd and a couple.
Ball on the 22. The Falcons come out in a 2 tight end set. Bowling Green
Is going with a pistol offense.
hit the pass on 3rd and short. Throws it on the run. Nice little play there.
Not if you're the defense. That time they thought they had the play pretty well covered. But this quarterback does a spectacular job throwing this ball on the money right in there.
Yeah, and physically, this guy's as good as anybody when it comes to arm strength. He's a very gifted athlete.
Touchdown, Falcons.
A lot of people are going to see this as running up the score, but I'm sure this coach will tell you he's just running his offense.
I don't want to hear it. He knows he could just run the football and get out of here with a win. There is no reason in the world for him throwing touchdown passes at this time of the game.
He makes the PAT. And now we'll take a look at the Pontiac drive summary. Waller is lined up to kick this one off. Rice and Harper set to return. And this one's away. It's fielded at the 2. And down he goes at the 23.
A fumble ended this offense's last drive. Let's see as they come out on the field what they'll do this time around.
In the long run, this team will be all right as long as they can avoid those types of turnovers.
Yep, it's no coincidence that the teams that win the highest turnover margin are usually the teams at the top of the BCS standings year after year.
The offense will take over
At the 23-yard line, Coker.
Get 6 yards on the play. They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down.
Miller
Is lined up under center.
They keep it on the ground with a tailback. Coker
Gains around 3 yards on the run. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd down and 1 for this offense. Southern California
lines up in a goal line set. Play action.
This one will fall incomplete.
Tight end had some trouble holding on to that one.
Can you blame him? Did you see how hard he got hit?
He did get hit pretty hard, but come on, Coach. You have to hang on to the ball.
Sweetheart, easy for you to say. You're here in the booth.
He gets it off. Clark fields at the 31. And he's taken down.
Right around the 44-yard line.
They're ready to start another drive, hoping to duplicate the results of the last one, which ended in a touchdown. They'll go to work at the 44.
1st and 10.
USC
Brings in their prevent defense. There are 7 DBs out there.
complete. It's the freshman.
He's tackled around the 41-yard line.
Nice little pass play there.
You know what I think about this kid's accuracy? I'll tell you. He's like that kid at the fair throwing darts who pops all the balloons and wins those big stuffed animals.
Yeah, and his balloon made a pretty nice grab there.
Deep ball, laying it out there. He caught it. Touchdown. And they line up for the point after.
And he adds the extra point.
So with over 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, the score is Bowling Green 132,
USC
20. Bowling Green lines up for the kickoff. Kicks it away. James fields it at the 30. Tackle made at the 43.
Guys, what do you think about this situation?
Hopefully we'll see the offense move this ball up the field a little bit.
Yeah, Coach, they really haven't had too much success today. But this is an opportunity for them to get their team back on track and build some confidence going into the next game.
Coker gets it on the inside. The running back gets a yard, maybe less.
This is one of my favorite plays in the playbook.
Miller steps to the line of scrimmage. One in the backfield. Here they come. Intercepted, and I think I can hear the fat lady singing. He's taken down around the 37-yard line.
And he grabbed that one off the tip.
You know, sometimes interceptions like this require a little bit of luck. He happened to be in the right place at the right time.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 37. Number 6 comes to the line with 3 wide. He drops back. He throws on the run. That close to being intercepted.
That's just a great defensive play.
It won't look like much in the stat book, but that's getting the job done.
2nd down, 10 yards to go.
The Falcons line up with 2 tight ends. He's looking to pass. He rolls out to the right. Completes. It's the freshman. And he's tackled at the 11. How many catches has that guy made?
I'll tell you, a whole lot. This kid's been killing that defense out there today.
Absolutely, Coach. Not only is this kid approaching the NCAA record for the most catches, but his ability to get open for all these balls has been just as impressive.
1st down.
11 yards out. Their last trip down here was a success. Let's see if this one will result in another touchdown. Tackled for a loss. Well, the defense really put the clamps down on that run.
Boy, Brad, great effort up front by that defense.
2nd and 13. Ball on the 14-yard line. The Trojans
Bring in their quarters defensive package. Drops back to pass. Surveys the field.
He's going to take off. Touchdown, Bowling Green. He was scrambling for his life.
Well, that's just great coverage by the defense, but the quarterback did a nice job to tuck that one and run.
You're right, Kirk. The defense was too worried about his arm. They forgot about his running ability, and it cost them.
He splits the uprights with the extra point.
Waller
Has the ball all teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off.
Rice and Harper back deep to return. Here's the kick. Harper takes it at the 16. He sheds it. Brought down at the 36.
An interception cut this offense last drive short, so I think they're going to be looking for a little more success right here.
And, you know, we talk time and time again about how important turnovers are.
You know what they say? The team that commits the least amount of turnovers usually wins the game.
The offense will take over at the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10, brought down at the 38-yard line. Coker
Gains about 2 yards on the run from their own 38-yard line. It's 2nd down.
The Trojans
Line up with an offset eye backfield. Offset eye formation in the backfield.
He's tackled at the 43-yard line. A 5-yard pickup for the tailback.
They need about 3 yards to get the 1st down here on 3rd down.
Miller back to pass.
Picked off, and that'll seal it up.
Here we go again. Interception by the defense.
Oh, man. Is there anything they can salvage at this point, Coach?
Not much, except maybe put in some younger players to get some game experience. This game is over.
From the 37-yard line. 1st down.
Drops back to pass. It's complete. And down he goes at the 16. Excellent play as the quarterback found his receiver for a big gain.
Well, give credit here to the receiver for finding that seam and coming up with a nice gain for the offense.
1st and 10. Ball on the 16-yard line. The Falcons come out in a shotgun.
Drops back on 1st down.
He throws on the run. And that one's fallen incomplete. The offense took an errant shot into the end zone, and I'll tell you what, that one should have been picked off.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to hear all about that from his teammates when he comes over to the sidelines.
It's 2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on the 16. Number 6 is back in the gun. He drops back.
Surveys the field.
Catches it. Brought down
Around the 14-yard line.
That one gives him a piece of the record.
And I can guarantee he wants one more catch so he can own it all by himself.
From the 14-yard line. 3rd down.
Number 6 lines up in the shotgun.
He's looking to pass. He's looking. It's the sophomore that's got it.
Touchdown, Falcons. And a nice catch by the receiver for the touchdown.
Anytime you're near the red zone, you got to keep an eye for this guy. They love going to him down here.
Bowling Green
With a big advantage.
It's up, and he hits the PAT. So with under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth, the score, Bowling Green 146, USC 20. Waller looks ready to kick this one off. Here's the kick. Harper takes it to 12, and he's taken down at the 34.
They threw a pick the last time out. Should be interesting to see what they do this time.
Watch out for this defense. They've shown they can take advantage of the smallest of mistakes.
First down, 10 to go.
Ball on 34.
Southern California
Comes to the line, only one man in the backfield. USC lines up in a double tight set.
back to pass. Well, that was one of the best catches we've seen all day, guys.
Great concentration to go up and get that one.
And more importantly, it's a first down.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 50. Two tight ends here. Dumps it off left side. He's out of bounds.
Around the 43-yard line.
A 7-yard gain that time from the play action pass completion.
They line up at the 43. It's second down.
Ready! Green 88! Green 88!
Coker on the inside handoff. And he's taken down at the 37. A first down run by the tailback.
Anytime you have an aggressive defense like this, mixing in a draw play or two can soften them up a little.
USC.
Lines up in the offset eye.
The Trojans.
Come out with the offset eye.
Coker gets another handoff. Stiff arms. Brought down.
Right around the 16-yard line.
They
This
pick up
is a
another
solid
first,
defense.
guys.
Try
They've
it
got
out.
a decent drive going here.
Yep, the offense is doing exactly what they have to do. Move the sticks.
First down. Look at the throw.
Throws a bullet. Stevenson drops the ball. Stevenson
Was the intended target on the play. That'll make it second down. From the 16-yard line. Second down.
The Trojans.
Come out with a single back formation.
Coker takes it up the middle. And he's tackled at the 12. 4 yards on that play.
I call this one the Scooter Special. Try it right now.
The Trojans go with the I formation.
Here comes the pressure.
Well, they're not going to win it, but they're still playing hard out there.
I hate to downplay this quarterback, but that defense has got to defend the pass better, Kirk.
Well, Coach, the quarterback's throwing very well today, but you're right. Third touchdown pass given up today. They've got to step up and make more plays.
And he shows great poise to make that throw on third down and long. That's a great play.
And he converts the extra point.
Bowling Green takes a timeout, and they've got 2 remaining. Here it goes. Well, that'll end all hopes of a miracle.
You can say that again. This one is pretty much done.
Good field position here. They'll start this drive inside their opponent's territory.
The Falcons
Come out in 5 wide. Empty backfield. Shotgun formation.
got hit as he threw. It's complete.
There's a very impressive open field tackle. We've got a new record holder.
This has to be one of the best individual performances I've had the privilege to watch.
Simply amazing what a pure athlete this kid is. Most receivers don't have this many catches in 4 games.
And he got it to the sophomore. Oh, my. Diving in for the touchdown.
And that's a second time today these guys have been able to hook up for the score.
Boy, he really looks comfortable in that end zone, doesn't he?
The kick is up.
He makes the PAT.
And here's the Pontiac drive summary. Bowling Green is ready to kick it away. Kicks it away. Harper takes it to 12. Bounces off a would-be tackler. Brought down at the 37-yard line.
You know who's trembling right now?
Well, it's not the defense. They've played well all game.
They'll get the ball here at the 37. They come out with a big set. They give to the tailback. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. The D lineman wasn't letting anyone by him that time.
And the big fella did a heck of a job plugging up the hole where that play was supposed to go.
That guy's so big, Kirk, he doesn't plug up holes. He plugs up the whole line down there. Yo.
Fakes to the back. And that just might do it. Intercepted.
He's hit and got away. Still dragging guys.
There's a fumble.
Graham
Scoops up the fumble.
He gets hit out of bounds at the 13.
Just get out there and make a play.
Coker, the lone back, hands it off. And down he goes.
Around the 20-yard line.
Coker picks up about 7 yards on the run. It's second down and 3 to go. USC motions right. Miller drops to throw. Pressure coming. Incomplete, and that wasn't the greatest pass in the world.
Well, I don't know how anybody can throw a great pass while getting drilled like that.
If he didn't hold on to the ball so long, Kirk, he wouldn't have got drilled like that.
Miller
Steps to the line of scrimmage. He has 2 tight ends.
A flag came out after the ball was thrown. Let's see what this is. The officials march off 15 yards against the defense.
And when the quarterback releases the football, you can't do that kind of stuff. It's bad for your team, and it makes you look like a fool.
Southern California
Comes to the line, only one man in the backfield. Coker gets the call again, and he's tackled at the 39. 4-yard gain by the back.
They line up at the 39. Second down.
Miller is under center. They hand it off again. Shakes off a tackle, and they make the stop at the 49. That was a pretty good run.
Incredible effort there, running the football by this guy.
So the ball is spotted right around midfield as this offense continues to move the ball on this drive.
Clark is the man in motion. Miller on play action. He guns it. It's knocked away, incomplete. He broke that one up nicely.
You know, that's just what happens when the ball is just out of reach for an interception. It gets tipped.
We have our EA Sports Players of the Game, and really, no surprise. Congratulations. Coker takes a handoff.
He tries to juke, but they bring him down.
Coker
Gets about a yard on the play. They'll line it up again on third down.
I formation here. Miller set to go to the air. Fires a bullet out to the right. Oh, he had the pick and he dropped it.
The quarterback didn't have much luck throwing the ball on that drive, Coach. As a matter of fact, he didn't complete one pass.
Hey, let me paint you a picture of what's going on here.
Okay.
And it'll be a picture of this quarterback actually completing a pass. Because that's the only way we'll see him actually complete one today.
The offense now will take the field, and they hope to have the same success they had on their last drive.
Great passing was the key for the offense the last time they had the ball. They were able to pick apart the defense and get down the field for a touchdown.
So if I'm the coach, I'm telling my defensive linemen to get more pressure on that quarterback, please.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
We've got a new NCAA record.
When you talk about one of the most spectacular games by a receiver in NCAA history, this game is going to be at the top of the list.
Yes, sir. No receiver has ever reeled in as many yards.
He's tackled at about the 45.
And that was a nice run. Kirk, that was a great job by that big offensive line.
Yeah, it really was, Brad. And also, a nice read by the ball carrier to find that running lane.
When you break one like that, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line.
Diving for extra yardage. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards.
Well, it's not 4th down, but for some reason, the punter's on the field.
Stewart awaits the snap.
Oh, excellent punt. This punt goes over the goal line, and this will be a touchback. The offense comes out of the field, and they're hoping to avoid the similar fate that killed their last drive.
Kirk, turnovers are to an offense what donuts are to a diet. They just mess everything up.
Donuts, turnovers. Yeah, I guess they're both bad.
Yeah, but a donut sounds really good right now, sweetheart.
They'll go to work.
At the 20. It's 1st and 10.
So it's 2nd and 12.
Ball on the 18-yard line. The Trojans
Line up with 3 receivers. Single back formation.
Coleman is the man in motion.
Looking to throw.
He's under some heat. And he's going to be sacked for a loss.
Big play there by the defensive end to get into the backfield and get the quarterback.
It's amazing what this kid can do on the field. Don't let his youth fool you. He's good.
That is why the coach has set the bar so high for this kid. He has all the physical tools to be a superstar in college football, and at the next level as well.
It's a done deal here as the final whistle blows.
Here's the Pontiac game-changing performance. We here at EA Sports want to thank you for watching this game of NCAA Football 2008. The final count in this one:
The Bowling Green Falcons, 153, and the U.S.